Alright. So, I'm gonna be talking for a little bit just because I got some shit on my mind that I gotta get off. Okay. And then it'll go into the workout. So, if you want to stay and listen to me fucking rant about bullshit, cool. If you don't, and you're just here for the handstands, I'll put a time up right now where the handstand training actually starts. So, man, like, I did not want to fucking wake up this morning. I woke up fine, but I just didn't want to do shit. It's like not a good day out. I got 8 hours of sleep, but it feels like I got 4. It's raining. It's just kind of like a shit day already. But whenever I have trouble waking up in the morning, I always I got a speaker and it sits right next to me on my nightstand. So whenever I don't feel like waking up really or like getting out of bed and like doing shit, I put music on, whatever I'm feeling to up the ante a little bit to give me that energy boost, you know? Well, it's crazy because certain songs and certain playlists that I have saved literally takes me back to exact periods in time, like in a recent memory, where like those songs were almost the themes of what was going on at the time. So like Kerosene by Crystal Castles. I can't listen to that song right now because if I do, I can literally taste creatine in my fucking mouth. Because I was listening to Crystal Castles a lot, like last winter, when I was doing my really high volume endurance stuff. And I was taking creatine at the time. And at the time, I would literally just put the creatine in water, mix it up, and then fucking drink it. And it's supposed to be unflavored, right? But it literally would leave like such a bitter, gritty taste in my mouth. Not to mention all the particles that don't dissolve. It literally feels like I was drinking wet sand, and there would be wet sand in my mouth and like on my teeth and shit, and I'd have to like lick my teeth to get it off and everything. And then, so I didn't listen to that song this morning. What I listened to is like this funk, like EDM kind of song called All Pain No Gain, and the thumbnail for the song is like a picture of Guts from Berserk, if you know what that is. It's an anime. I've never seen it, but I could already tell that dude is me. Anyhow, I listened to that playlist this morning when I felt like I was gonna like fall back asleep, and it literally brought back memories of me during Lent this year. Because I would listen to that playlist basically every single time that I cooked any food, chicken or whatever. I would put that playlist on, and that would always be the first song. And so I'm laying there in bed listening to this shit, and it's like I just got done cooking chicken during Lent. And Lent was probably the most disciplined I've ever been on my diet, I guess you could say, because I cut out pretty much all meat except for chicken. You know, no dairy, no eggs, no red meat hardly. I tried to avoid red meat during that time. It has just brought me back, dude. It's kind of crazy. Especially when I think about the Crystal Castles thing. How that song, Kerosene, can put the taste of unflavored, terribly mixed creatine in my mouth. It's crazy. And then, so I procrastinated a lot this morning. Again, just because I didn't feel like doing fuck all today, but sitting outside the gym right now, about to go in there. But, so I'm already not in a good mood because I know I'm procrastinating. I'm being sluggish today. And so I get on the road to come here to the gym. And for one, it starts raining, so that's great. And then, dude, how is it that I get pulled over for going 10 over the speed limit? But if somebody's going 15 under the speed limit, nothing ever seems to fucking happen to them. Somehow going 15 under the speed limit is somehow safer than going 10 above. So this fucking grandma is driving in front of me. It's a 35 mile an hour road here, okay? I swear to you, she's going like 20 miles an hour down the main strip. Thank goodness I was so close to the gym. Otherwise, I would have laid on the fucking horn. I promise you. I promise you I would have. But it was time for me to turn, so I turned. So I didn't. But it's ridiculous. How do these people have their licenses, dude? How? All right. Time for handstands, I guess. All right. If you watched that whole rant, that whole bullshitting session, thanks. If you didn't and just skipped ahead, still thanks for sticking around and watching. So I always start if I'm at the gym, I always start my handstand days with a behind the neck strict press. Just 3 sets of 8, and I don't go too heavy. I've been trying to lightly and methodically progressively overload these so I don't blow my shoulder out. But man, I said in the last video I included these in, these are such a great burner for your side delts. Of course, if you have the mobility to do them and it doesn't hurt your shoulder. Some people it hurts their shoulder, other people don't have the mobility. But if you do have pain-free shoulders and the mobility, I would strongly suggest doing them. It's the last set right here. Can't see it, but I added 5s on either side. And yeah, pretty simple really. Throughout these sets, I realized that my shoulder, or I guess my shoulder to elbow line there was kind of going below 0, kind of into that negative, and I try to stop it from doing that. So just for shoulder health. But after those, straight into handstand holds. I put up handstand holds as many as possible. I try to get at least 4 good ones in a session. Man, I tell you what, it always takes me at least 20 minutes of fucking around in order to finally get my body right and get my body acclimated to being in that position. It's getting better, but once I start finding my center of balance, I start walking on my hands, which is not good if you're specifically trying to do handstand holds. But eventually I do find my balance and I have a good hold like you see here now. Pretty long one actually. Might be a PR, but I'm not too sure. And then naturally I progress, keep finding my center and whatnot and I just keep trying to rep it out, get as many good holds as possible. Now this right here, this is some crazy foreshadowing for the next rep I'm about to do. And you see me in this clip, I'm massaging my forearm because I'm still having problems feeling that like shin splint feeling in my forearm. But regardless, I pushed through it. Should I have done that? I don't know. But I get down. Boom, 90 degrees. Push up. My first ever handstand push-up off a whim. I'm telling you, consistency is totally key when it comes to these handstands, especially if you're trying to learn in the end how to do a handstand push-up. And after that, I tried to recreate it, but I couldn't. So, going to be working on my pushing strength and my control over the next few weeks. Well, actually over the rest of the year, and really try and train myself to be able to hit reps with those. To finish off, I did pike push-ups. I always finish with pike push-ups, whether I'm at home or at the gym. They're just such a good finisher for strength and control. It really helps solidify the neuromuscular connection that you're forming when you're practicing your handstand holds, I feel. And I do 3 sets of 4 of these. Nothing too crazy. Just trying to practice with good form. And, that's all there is to it. So I'm going to get up here, and then that's going to be the end of the workout. Thanks for watching.